talk about habitats. What is a habitat? Everything that surrounds you where you live is a habitat. So the area where you live, everything around you, that's a habitat. But in this video, we're going to talk about animals' habitats. Everything that surrounds animals in nature. Where they live, their area, that's their habitat. So let's get started with talking about habitats for animals.
Our grassland is a habitat for animals. Our grassland habitat is a wide open area. It is a place where mostly grass and flowers grow. Many grassland animals eat grass.
So the first habitat is a grassland. Do you see the animals that live in a grassland? What's Jerome showing you? He's showing you animals like giraffes and lions. He's showing you how a grassland habitat is open and has lots of grass. That's what Blossom is showing you. Blossom is showing you how many grassland animals eat the grass as their food. That's how they stay healthy. Do you see the cows here? So that was a grassland habitat. Grassland is usually wide and open. There's lots of big, tall, green grass around. That's a type of plant. And the animals come and eat the grass for their food. So that's the first type of habitat. And what lives in a grassland? Giraffes, lions, things like that. They live in a grassland. All right, now let's look at the second habitat.
Woodpeckers, bats, monkeys, deer, bears are animals in forest habitats.
Blossom is showing you a forest habitat. So what's a forest habitat? It's one with many trees. And the trees act like the lungs of the earth, so they breathe all the air so that the animals can live there. That's a forest habitat. And things like woodpeckers, bats, monkeys, deer, bears are animals, and they all live in the forest. Do you see them all here? All right, let's try practicing that word. Forest. Say it after me. Forest. Forest. Okay, great. And one more from this forest habitat. Monkeys. Monkeys. Do you like monkeys? They're pretty funny looking. All right, let's go to the next habitat.
Our lake is often fresh water. Fresh water has little or no salt in it.
Lakes provide habitats for plants and animals. Plants and animals live together in lakes.
They need each other to survive.
Swans, turtles, alligators are animals in lake habitats.
So next is a lake habitat. Do you see it here? So a lake is fresh water, right? There's no salt in the lake. That means it's nice and clean, no salt. Blossom's showing you how lakes provide habitats for plants and for animals too. So the animals and the plants live together in the lake. And they need each other because it's a habitat, so they work together like a community. What's here? Swans, turtles, alligators. They live in the lake. Can you repeat after me? Swans, turtles, alligators. What are swans? Are they big white birds? Or do they have a shell? Big white birds are swans, that's right. And turtles are the ones with the shell. So turtles and swans and alligators, Animals like that live in the lake.
An ocean is an area of salty water. Oh.
More than 70% of Earth's surface is covered by ocean.
Many mammals, fish, and plants live in oceans. Some animals eat more fish in the ocean. Other ocean animals eat plants.
One more habitat, the ocean habitat. Okay, so we talked about lakes, but an ocean is an area with salty water. So it has really salty water if you smell it or taste it. So what's Blossom showing you? 70% of the Earth's surface is ocean. So much water. Wow. And many mammals and fish and plants, they live in the ocean. That's what Jerome is telling you. So the ocean habitat has some big animals like whales and sharks. Do you see this? Wow. And they have coral reefs, all sorts of stuff. And some of the ocean animals eat the plants. So that's an ocean. Have you heard of a whale and a shark? What do you think is a more interesting animal? A whale or a shark? I think whales are more interesting because there's all different kinds. And they sometimes live in the ocean near to big cities, near the coast. Anyways, the difference between lakes and oceans is salt water. There's salt water in the oceans, but not usually in lakes. That's how you know the difference between a lake habitat and an ocean habitat. We learned about 4 habitats. Let's work on our pronunciation for all of them. First is grassland. Say it after me. Grassland. Second is forest. Forest. Okay, and then there are 2 more. Let's say them together as well. Lake. And ocean. Do you remember the difference between the ocean and the lake? The lake is all fresh water, and the ocean is salt water. Okay, can you tell me one animal that lives in each habitat? What's an animal that lives in a grassland? Yes, maybe a giraffe or a lion or something like that. What's an animal that lives in the forest? Maybe a bear or a deer or a monkey? What's an animal that lives in a lake? Yes, an alligator, maybe a swan. One more. What's an animal that has the ocean for a habitat? Right, whales, sharks, something like that. Okay, think of your favorite animal. My favorite animal, I think these days I like big, pretty parrots. So where do parrots live? They live in the forest. Okay, tell me your favorite animal. And then tell me which habitat your favorite animal lives in. Perfect! So now when you see any kind of animal, you'll know exactly where it lives and what its habitat is.